Have you been searching for the perfect brand new home in the Carson Valley area with 4 bedrooms and easy access to amenities? Well, if so, you're going to want to check out this brand new home community by DR Horton in the Carson Valley area called Artemis. And in this video, I'm going to be taking you through the Bryce floor plan at 1720 square feet, and it starts right around $570,000. If you're new to the channel, my name is David Tully and I am your go-to resource for Carson City and Northern Nevada real estate information. And if you're thinking about buying, selling, investing, or possibly relocating to the Carson City area, I'd love to help. All my information is down below. So you're probably wondering where the Artemis community is located, and it's located just off of Carson Street in the Carson Valley area. Within about 2 to 3 minutes, you can get to a handful of amenities, including a Costco, a Trader Joe's, a Best Buy, and even a Walmart, and a ton of other amenities close by. In about 13 to 15 minutes, you can get to the Carson City Hospital, and only in about 25 minutes, you can get to Lake Tahoe. You could also get to downtown Carson in about 5 to 7 minutes. So overall, I would say this is a super convenient community. All right, today we're gonna be taking a tour of the Bryce floor plan. This is a 1720 square foot home by DR Horton at their Artemis community. This is a 4-bedroom, 2-bath home with a 2-car garage, and it starts right around $570,000. All right, so right as you make your way through the main entryway of the home, you're gonna see this nice neutral LVP home. So this is one thing with any DR Horton home, what you see is basically what you get, but LVP is pretty much in most new construction builders. And I actually have a very similar LVP in my entire home, minus the bedroom. So this wood paneling over here to the right, this is just a nice accent wall. This is not something DR Horton does. You are gonna get the standard knockdown texture over here, which is also a pretty much standard option that every builder uses here. Over here, you're gonna have the nice 5 1/4 inch baseboards, which I unfortunately had to pay for with my builder. It's not DR Horton, it's another builder, but it was an upgrade through my builder. So I think this is a great standard option. I think this should be standard with pretty much every builder. So right over here to the left, you're gonna have your first secondary bedroom. It is set up as an office because it's a little smaller. I think when you're putting 4 bedrooms in a 1,700 square foot home, you're obviously gonna sacrifice a little bit of space in some of the rooms, but overall still not bad. It's probably a 9 by 10 or 10 by 10. I think it's slightly smaller than a 10 by 10 to be fair. But they have it set up as an office, but it is truly a bedroom. And then window coverings are something you can purchase through the builder if you'd like. And then this wallpaper right here is not something they actually include or do themselves, but I mean, I feel like wallpaper is really coming back. It looks pretty good. And over here, I'm gonna show you, this is a pretty standard closet option. Over here's gonna be your other secondary bedroom. I think it's almost identical, just about. I'd say 9 by 10 or 10 by 10 as well. Same thing with this. You're not gonna get a blue or a darker color. It's gonna be kind of that white or beige background, you know, for the walls. Once again, almost the exact same setup. This is also a bedroom, and then you have a standard closet there as well. The nice thing and some of the differences, so over here is gonna be actually the garage and the sales office, so we can't actually go in there. And then some of the differences from their Express series and Tradition series is you have some nicer cabinets here, some nicer countertops, nicer baseboards, and some nicer finishes. So right over here is gonna be your linen closet right next to the laundry area. Once again, you have that same neutral LVP throughout most of the home, but you are gonna get carpet in the bedrooms, which I actually prefer. Another nice thing is I've never seen them put cabinet handles or pulls on cabinets before. So that's probably kind of a pro and a con because, well, if you don't like those handles, you're gonna have to buy some different ones. And sometimes matching the holes can be a pain. And I only know that because I'm going through it right now. My wife is actually swapping out all of our matte black handles to a nice gold, which I actually do absolutely love. And then right here, you're gonna see Pietrofina countertops, which is really nice. That's a pretty much standard option in just about every builder. Over here, you're gonna see Kohler sinks and Moen faucets, really good companies. Standard eggshell here. And then right here, same thing, you're gonna get LVP in the bathroom and in the shower area. It is waterproof, but I would still recommend removing water, not leaving too much moisture on LVP for too long. Over here, you're gonna get one of those cheaper inserts. Yes, it's one of those cheaper inserts, a tub shower combo, but it is very, very easy to maintain and very durable. All right, so right down the hall over here, you're gonna have a coat closet right across from the laundry area. And right here, looks like you're gonna have your smart panel in this closet right across from the laundry area. This is where Spectrum, AT&T, whatever internet service provider is gonna typically put your modem and your router. Right over here, it's gonna be your laundry area. I'm not sure if it is an electric or gas. I'm not seeing a 220 outlet, so my assumption is it's a gas dryer setup. Another nice thing is they've never put cabinets in the laundry area before, so this is kind of a nice touch or a nice addition here. And then here's gonna be your third secondary bedroom right next to the laundry area. Like I said, all the bedrooms have carpet, which I actually prefer. Got that same nice 5¼ inch baseboard. Still got plenty of room here for a dresser. Once again, that wallpaper is not included. That is probably a queen size bed, and you still have some room here for end table. So fitting a king size bed in here I think would be nice. I think it does look better with a queen and a dresser, but that's entirely up to you. Like I said, over here, you got plenty of room here for some accent pieces, a chair, plant, dresser, and then a nice mirror. Really love the way they decorate model homes. It could be a fun job. Over here, you got a pretty standard closet setup. And then right over here, you're gonna have a Honeywell thermostat, which you can also connect to Wi-Fi and your phone. Very easy to control. Right over here is gonna be your walk-in pantry. It's a pretty good size. And over here, you got the beautiful kitchen and the great room. So like I mentioned, this is really nice. They didn't have this in their previous Express or Tradition series. So they used to have a much thinner quartz countertop. As you can see here, it's a much thicker quartz countertop, which looks really nice. Also, and I believe in their other model, they have some different colored cabinets. And then once again, they also put in these nice cabinet handles or pulls. So a couple other things you want to budget for when buying a brand new construction home is going to be a fridge, washer and dryer, and then also window coverings. So this stove, microwave, and this dishwasher comes included. They are nice Whirlpool appliances. As you can see, you got a nice quartz countertop here. Only thing is, you know, if you're gonna wanna add a backsplash, you're gonna have to do that after the fact. All it really comes with is that, I would say probably 4 inches right there. Over here, you got another beautiful view of the great room. Plenty of counter space, plenty of room here for some bar stools. As you can see, you got 4 right here. Wow, check out this great room. Tons of space here. That is a really good size sectional. Plenty of room here for, you know, entertainment console. That is kind of a small TV in my opinion. It should be like at least a 75. But you got tons of space here. And you still have a ton of space here for a really good size dining table, which is really nice. And then another thing to budget for is window coverings or, you know, blinds, shutters. Another thing I want to show you, which any new home builder typically doesn't landscape the backyard, but this just gives you a good idea of what you can do in the backyard. So right here is probably going to be a typical side yard. It's probably not much more than probably 5 to 7 feet here. You do have a wood fence in between homes and throughout the backyard. And this does have a slight slope over here, so that's why they have the rocks. But overall, still a pretty decent sized yard. But keep in mind, this is a model home, so you know, it might be a slightly bigger yard than normal for the community, but this just gives you a good idea of what you can do with the backyard and the home. And over here you can see you have a stucco exterior, you got a weatherproof outlet. Right over here you have your AC unit, disconnects probably on the other side. And then this is a composition shingle roof. And then here's a view of the other side yard. Looks like you have your irrigation control outside. You don't typically see that on new homes. I think that's kind of interesting, but I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. In reality, it would make more sense for your landscapers to have easier access to it. You know, obviously just put a lock or a key on it. Right there is probably your clean out. So if you have any blockages in your sewer line, your plumbing company can easily hydrojet it or clear out the line. All right, we're gonna head back inside. Take a look at the beautiful primary bedroom. Once again, beautiful LVP throughout the entire home, minus the bedrooms. I would say here we are at 9-foot ceilings. You have a lot of lighting here. They probably put a pre-wire for a ceiling fan, which is nice. And then it's nice because they take care of all the lighting. I had to pay for extra lights in my toll brother's home. And then right here, this wood paneling looks really awesome. My wife wants to do something like that in our primary bedroom, but that is not included. It's just a decorative feature. And then once again, like I said, the primary bedrooms and other bedrooms only have carpet. Got a nice king size bed here. Wow, those are some massive end tables. I feel like that bed's kind of low too, but no, I mean, I like it personally. I think it's just maybe because I have 10-foot ceilings and that would be too low for that, but give you another view of this nice primary bedroom. Plenty of space here for a dresser, even bigger dresser if you'd like, TV on the wall. Got room here for some accent pieces, accent chairs. This is a really nice primary bedroom, tons of space. Like the nice modern ceiling fan light combo. And last but not least, we got the primary bath. Got the same LVP throughout most of the home and in this bathroom. Only downside is if you love a good tub or want a tub, there is no tub in the primary bath. You're gonna have to use the secondary bathroom. So this looks like a Piedrafina surround or Piedrafina wall here. Then you have a glass shower door. Got nice dual vanities here with Piedrafina countertops. Same maple cabinets with handles. This is gonna be your toilet area. And you got your nice walk-in closet here. Oh, this is actually a pretty good size for getting 4 bedrooms in this home. Yeah, I got plenty of room here. Like how they're utilizing, you know, the actual wall space, which is good. And then my wife would, you know, give me just this section here, you know, maybe one t-shirt, you know, one underwear and call it a day. But overall, really nice home, beautiful walk-in closet. Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed this tour of this beautiful Bryce floor plan at the Artemis community by DR Horton in the Carson Valley area. Once again, this is a single-story home at 1720 square feet, and it has 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, and it starts right around $570,000. So the HOA is $46 a month, and all this really takes care of is your common area maintenance. And their current phase has about 60-something homes, and their second phase puts them at about just over 100 homes for this specific community. They're also going to be building some townhouses just across the street, which will probably be released in the early spring. And if you have any specific questions about this specific home or community, please leave your questions or comments down below and I'd be happy to help. And if you're thinking about buying, selling, investing, or possibly relocating to the Carson Valley area, I'd love to help. All my information is down below. And if you want to learn more about the Carson Valley or brand new home construction in the area, check out some of my other videos.